At Voyant, we are always working to make financial plans as accurate and as realistic as possible. We have improved how fees are modelled within the investment and retirement accounts. In the past, all fees had been grouped together and automatically deducted from investment growth. This worked well for product or fund fees charged by the investment managers, but it didn't fully reflect advice or platform fees, those fees paid by cancelling units owned by the client, which can sometimes create tax consequences. This video will show you what the fees do, how they are taken, and how they show in the software. So let me take you to in Dashboard and down to Plan Settings and the section called Fees and Taxation. So the first group here, the product fees, these are the same as, for those of you who have been with Voyant a while, the old style fees. The existing fees you'll have modelled have been moved across here. The product fees work as they did before and reduce the growth rates. One part of the new fee structure is this ongoing advice fees. The fields are here. We have not put any figures in, and they are available for you to edit because the ongoing advice fees were not in the previous versions of Voyant. The ongoing advice fees sell units from the investment. Now, going back to these product fees here, these do not sell units. They are not taxed or form part of any allowances. So let's go and take a look at how these work in practice. I'm going to go back up to Dashboard, and you'll see here under Savings and Investment, I've entered an ISA, a GIA, and a couple of bonds, and also I've entered a pension, and we'll go through each one of these in more or less detail. First of all, I'm going to go to the ISA, and you can see over here a section for fees. You'll see that product fee has come through from the plan settings. This is, as I say, the old style fee, and the percentage value is deducted from the overall gross rate. And then we have the ongoing advice fee. We also have some other fees in here that can be input on an individual account basis, such as the initial advice fee and also the exit fees. We do have an article which will cover that in more detail. Before we look at the ongoing advice fee, let's take a quick look at the ISA, and let's go back to basics there. I've popped in a balance of 100,000. If we look at the growth, I've got the capital growth of 6%. And now going down to the fees, I've got this product fee there of 0.5% and the ongoing advice fee of 0.75%. Let's take a look at how this looks in year view. So I'm just going to cancel out of this. I'm going to go into year view, investments, and expand the ISA. The net growth here reflects the growth rate of 6% less that product fee, and we can see the product fee there. The enhancement to fees also shows down here the monetary amount of that product fee, but this is really information only. It does not deduct this fee. On the other hand, where you've got the ongoing advice fees, you remember that was 0.75%. We've got the monetary amount here, £750. Here is the actual amount withdrawn, and over here we've got the percentage there for information only. Now, the ongoing advice fee is deducted from the investment, so following the normal logic of Voyant, we can go up here and see that advice fee taken as an expense. If I click on that and expand it, you can see the expense payment source. It will only ever use the related investment to pay for the fee. And again, because we follow the money around in Voyant, if you click on Cashflow, you will see those funds showing in Cashflow. Now let's have a look at the general investment account. So I'm going to go back to Dashboard, and I'm going to go and have a look at the general investment account. You'll see that it all works in the same way. Now, I put a balance in here of 200,000, but I put a purchase value in as 0, and the only reason I've done that is so we can show some capital gains later on with regards to the fees. I've got the growth rate again of 6%, and there the fees again, the product fee of 0.5% and the ongoing advice fee of 0.75%. So I'm going to go to year view. I'm going to go to investments. I'm going to expand the GIA. You'll see that the product fee is taken from growth there. So there's the growth, and there's the product fee. The product fee for information only is there. The actual ongoing advice fee of £1,500 is here, and then for information only, the percentage is shown over that side. I'm moving to expenses. We'll look at the GIA expense, and there it is, the ongoing advice fee of £1,500, and you can see the exclusive source there from the GIA. And again, go into cash flow, and you will see those funds going into the cash flow. Now, with regards to the fees from a general investment account, units are sold, and as such it could be assessed for capital gains tax. Now, I'm going to prove this to you now. I'm going to change the chart from cash flow to taxes. Now, you're going to see that later in the plan there are some taxes. I'm going to switch the details on, and then you can see that those taxes are capital gains taxes. Let's view the details, say in, here we go, 2041. We can see that in 2041 there are capital gains taxes of £27. Let's take a look at the investment itself, and we can see that the ongoing advice fee is £3,152. So then we can go to taxes, we can work down. Here it is. There's the amount, and it's total capital gains. We're going to take off the capital gains allowance. So taxable gains is £152, and then we work out the tax charge, which is 27. Again, the usual Voyant logic applies. The tax is calculated in the year that the gain arises, and it's taken as an expense the following year. So if I go up and move along to the next year and then go into expenses, we can see it there. I'm going to move back to dashboard now and talk about the pensions, all set up in a very similar way. So we've got the pension, put the balance in, I've got the growth rate, and I've got the fees. The product fee again I've left at 0.5%, and the ongoing advice fee at 0.75%. Let's go back into year view and see what happens with the pensions. Now, those of you familiar with Voyant, when we go and expand the pension, we will normally see any withdrawals down here, and there might be, and it might show an element of tax-free cash or taxable withdrawals as well, and we don't see them. We just see the fee. And as you can see from taxes, there is no income tax paid on this, and this is because the ongoing advice fee is classed as an authorised withdrawal, so it's not using any of the allowances. Now, finally, let's move on to bonds. I should come back to the cash flow chart for this one. The bond has been entered in the usual way. Now let's look at the growth, 6%, and the fees here. So the product fee I've left at 0.5%, but you'll see on the ongoing advice fees we've got different options. You can use the percentage or the amount with inflation or amount. I'm going to choose amount, and I've popped in £500. The product fee is the same and gets taken from the growth to make the net growth. The ongoing advice fee is fulfilled by selling units. The ongoing advice fees count as a withdrawal, and withdrawals use the principal first. So let me show you what this looks like. Again, I'm going to go to year view, I'm going to go to the investment, and I'm going to go to that first bond, and you can see there my product fee and then the ongoing advice fee. Now, I said this is classed as, well, it sells units, classed as a withdrawal, and you can see £500 in principal withdrawn and the remaining principal. And if I go through the years, you will see that my ongoing advice fee is £500, because I left it at amount without inflation, and you can see the principal withdrawn and the remaining principal going through. We do have an article on modelling fees which contains lots more information and frequently asked questions. So thank you for watching.